This is Matthew Cratter over at Bitcoin University, and today I want to talk about how I am not Matthew Cratter and this is not Bitcoin University. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Gen Z BTC. It's me, Satoshi Guapamoto, and this is Bitcoin Community College. All right, it's a brand new episode of Toxic Bitcoin Sunday. We just go over a couple concepts and we do it in a slightly toxic, funny, silly, goofy kind of way. If you haven't already, check out Bitcoin University. That is what inspired this series, and let him know that Guapamoto sent you. This guy's channel is insane. All you have to do is check out any of his playlists. He's an absolute legend and a goat. Very, very, very hard to beat this guy, but I'm on the come up. I'm on the way. In the meantime, today I have a really great topic: seller's remorse. In Bitcoin, there's no such thing as a good time to sell, since timing the market is extremely hard and is only getting harder due to increased volatility and adoption, right? As more people join the network, that means there's more people buying and holding forever, more people who are trading, more people who are fearful, more people who are greedy. Bitcoin is an emerging technology slash discovery, and trying to apply standard trading practices to it does not work. Bitcoin is 24/7. Bitcoin is global. Bitcoin is not a security. It is the first ever digital commodity. It is definitely not a good idea to try to short this thing. By the way, this is a chart of all the liquidation heat map. Some of the liquidations for Bitcoin over the last couple of days. And essentially, every time that it's breaking this bright color right here, that means that shorts are getting liquidated and they're getting put into body bags, right? Unfortunately, a lot of people are going to continue trying to short Bitcoin because they don't understand it. They think it's garbage, they think it's a bubble, but they are the ones in the bubble and it keeps getting burst. Uh, it's also not a good idea to sell ever, okay? Rule number one of Bitcoin: you don't sell your Bitcoin. Who said that? Michael Saylor said that. This is not me telling you what to do or what not to do with your money. I'm just stating the obvious. Trading a finite asset for an infinite one makes no sense if you are a rational actor who cares about preserving your purchasing power as you go into the future, right? USD can be printed at will and it does not have properties as good as Bitcoin's. It does not represent good money. See my video on this for more information, by the way. I have some videos from back in the day. Gold sucks. Bitcoin's literally just better. And Bitcoin's superior monetary properties. This was back when I was getting no views. Don't get me wrong. I'm still getting no views. Come on, let's pump those numbers up. These are rookie numbers. All right. Let's look at this. Look at this, bro. I'm only getting 100, 128. Come on, guys. Let's go. Share these videos. Let's bump these numbers up. If you're enjoying the video, share it, like it, subscribe to the channel. It really does mean a lot. Drop some comments, man, because there's some people who I consistently see in the comments. I know y'all, I see y'all, but let's continue to push the Guapamoto agenda, right? Here's a video of a guy talking about why selling his Bitcoin was not really his greatest moment, right? As Michael Saylor says, don't sell your Bitcoin. It's going to be very hard to get it back.
So I bought my first Bitcoin in December of 2013, and it was up 100%, down 50%, bouncing all around. And I'm like, what the hell is this? There was none of the traction we have today, literally nothing. It was just volatility, thinly traded kind of stuff. And so I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe my conviction was, off here. And very unfortunately, I sold my Bitcoin in Q1 of 2014. I'm sure I made some profit that I thought was great at the time. And I have been stacking pretty much since 2016, and I'm still not back to as much Bitcoin as I had back then. So the moral and the lesson in there, as we've heard from so many people who've gotten early, is don't sell your Bitcoin. It can be very hard to get it back. So I bought
It is
my
very hard to get your Bitcoin back once it's been sold. And people just really don't understand that. And they're going to continue to not understand that. And that will be called seller's remorse, right? Here we have an example of maybe not seller's remorse, but it's just a missed opportunity. University speaker takes, however you say that, shills Bitcoin and gets booed. I'm not even going to attempt to say that. I am not a smart person. I can't read. The Ohio State University commencement speech included Bitcoin, shilling, and some cringeworthy karaoke, all fueled by psychedelics. So even though this guy was a graduate from his university, a high-ranking graduate at that, all of his achievements, all of his knowledge, all of his work that he's done has been essentially reduced down to the fact that he spoke about Bitcoin being a future payment network, and they try to minimize his success in his speech by essentially labeling him as a crazy, kooky drug addict, psychedelic user. Which again, people don't understand psychedelics. They don't understand Bitcoin. They don't really understand much of anything. So of course, they're going to lash out. Unfortunately, Bitcoin was around $60,000 during the time of that speech. We're currently around 80,000. So once again, the smart people, the college goers, are wrong, and the Bitcoiners are correct. This is not me completely knocking colleges. I also have a college degree, but I'm not so dumb that I think that that is indicative of my intelligence. It's only indicative of my ability to pay money to go somewhere and follow directions. Back to the topic at hand, people will look back at us today the same way that we look back at people in 2014, and we will be called early. We will be called lucky, the same way that the 2014 people are called early and lucky. 5 years ago, Bitcoin was around $8,000. 10 years ago, it was around $300. And 15 years ago, it was worth nothing. If you bought at $50 and held until 500, that's amazing. That's a 10x, but it shortly would have proceeded to go to 50,000. And again, it is currently 80,000. You missed your 1000x. Sorry, little buddy. There are no refunds. There are no redos. There are no try agains. Bitcoin is the only thing that gains value with age and use. Everything else in the world goes down to zero. Cars, houses, people, they all go down in value with age and with use. There's a certain point where there's an apex, and then there's a gigantic dip off in performance. And eventually, all things experience this drop off, not Bitcoin. Bitcoin just continues going up and up because there's a finite supply in an infinite amount of dollars. Bitcoin is not the thing that you buy to sell later. Bitcoin is the thing you buy to sell never. It is illogical to do so. But people want to use the money for stuff. That's fine. If you want to consume a new fancy car that will depreciate in value 50% over the next 4 years, then that is your choice. Over the same 4 year period, you will see Bitcoin's performance, and it will probably piss you off because you realize how stupid of a decision that car purchase was. In my opinion, Bitcoin should only be converted back into fiat if you absolutely have to cover some sort of urgent emergency or some sort of other expense. Everything else in life can wait a few more years. Also, another thing I'll say is if you're using your Bitcoin, as in a store or a merchant accepts Bitcoin, that's not selling your Bitcoin. That's using your Bitcoin. That's using your money. Using your money is fine. If you're trying to sell your Bitcoin for dollars, I would highly suggest against that, considering that the longer you hold, the more dollars you're going to have anyway. And we're going to see this in a diagram right here. In 2016, the median home price was about 300,000. Then it was 330,000. Then 430,000. The amount of Bitcoin you needed in 2016 was 664, then 45, and then finally 6. Today it's a little bit closer to 5. So we've seen a 99% drop in the amount of Bitcoin you need to get a house, whereas we've seen nearly a 100% increase, maybe closer to like a 70, 80% increase in the amount of dollars that you need in order to get a house over the same 8 year period. So if you got rid of all 664 of your Bitcoin to buy this house in 2016, obviously you went broke compared to anyone who held their Bitcoin. That much should be obvious. That's going to continue to be true because you can always make more houses, you can always print more dollars, you can never make any more Bitcoin. Bitcoin is dead, and okay, let me not play that. That's a little bit loud. Clearly, it's not dead. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. Bitcoin's just playing at a level that you can't comprehend, right? Bitcoin, oh, you think it's dead, it's going to fall off the edge, it's going to fall off the ledge. No, it's doing tricks, okay? It's flexing on you, it's playing better than you could ever play. That's all that it's doing. Bitcoin cannot be stopped, Bitcoin cannot be slowed down. Bitcoin is inevitable. It's absolutely insane. I just wanted to highlight this little quote right here. If you have a long time preference, then you're going to find that Bitcoin continues to go up in the long run. There will be days where it goes up and then down. Right here, I took a screenshot on my channel, Bitcoin above 70K again. I know you like that. And I know that you like that. How can you not like that? Right? I got people in here, classic quote, let's go, damn right. And then we have this brokey saying back to 68K, you wagey. I then responded, this level of cope is absolutely insane. It's down 1%. See, told you it was a bubble. It shortly went down to 68K after I posted this. And of course, this guy dunked on me. He flexed on me. But unfortunately for him, it is no longer at that price. The price is about 80,000. So I am no longer a wagey. I'm back to being rich. Here we have Peter Zion, some sort of random dork economist or something like that. He talked about how Bitcoin has no intrinsic value on the Joe Rogan show and how it's going to zero. It's now up 400% since that day. He understands, but is in disbelief. What he's missing is the data. Everyone's running to it. Maybe 12 years left before majority adoption. And what Willy Woo is pointing out here is that Bitcoin has a faster adoption rate than the internet, right? This is the S curve of adoption. Obviously, around 2000, not too many people were really using the internet that much. Then we skip over to 2024. Essentially, everyone is using the internet. We are currently at the 1999, 2000 levels for Bitcoin, and we're very quickly going to see an explosion in adoption, in understanding, and in usage of Bitcoin. That's my video for today. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with someone who might find it interesting or funny or useful, and I will see you guys on the next video. Make sure that you continue to stack sats or die trying.